Okay, for this LEGO video, we're doing something different. I'm starting a new series called Rebuild, which is a way for me to spend less money buying new LEGO sets and revisit some old ones. Now, that just means that I'm going to be rebuilding ones that don't come in a box, because I can't do an unboxing video if I'm not taking something out of a box. So that means they're going to be either old sets that I buy that didn't come with the box, or my own personal ones that I've had to dismantle and put into storage for moving or running out of display room or other various reasons. Now, I wanted to do something special for the very first one, and it just so happened that I had recently bought a set that I've wanted since I was 10 years old, which is the Ogel Control Center. Now, this set is from the 2001 theme Alpha Team, which had two following sub-themes of Mission Deep Sea, which featured the villain, Ogel, which is LEGO spelled backwards, trying to mutate an army of sea creatures, I think the story was. And then the one after that was Mission Deep Freeze, which featured Ogel again trying to freeze the Earth itself and time and put it in winter or something. And then the very first series, which this is the big set from, was just Ogel trying to create an army of mind control drones using these skeleton-headed orb things. As a kid, I thought Ogel was one of the coolest villains LEGO could come up with. He's almost very minimal, completely black, no printing. He's got the one red evil eye and a scowl, and he's just a great looking villain. And then his henchmen are also really cool looking. I love the skeleton faces, the simple black and red uniforms. It's a great look. And then that color scheme carries over into the fortress with lots of red and black, and also, grays and orange just to mix it up a little bit. It is a cool looking tower with the skeleton and the little thing up top, and it's got some decent play features that more or less work. The ship itself is pretty cool. I like all the transparent pieces. It's got a nice little sleek look to it, lots of swooshability. The only thing is you can't just, set it flat, because this piece that holds the trap door open is the only thing on the bottom, so it sits just kind of lopsided. It doesn't have a good presence that way. I think it needed one or two pieces on the front and the end to help balance that out a little bit. But otherwise, just sitting it like that on the landing pad isn't bad. How Ogel gets out of the cockpit and has to climb all the way down, that's another story. I also love this base plate. It's been used a few times in other sets back in the day, but this is the only version of it in this color scheme. I like the waterfront entry to get into the base, the little stairways that are built into it. It lends itself well to a really good bad guy base. Now, back in the day when you bought sets, not only did you get the instructions, which are not as detailed as they are today. Building instructions are a lot more simplified today, and they're made so they're a lot more accessible to more people. But back in the day, it was a little bit harder to see what you were doing. It didn't always spell out what pieces you were adding and where. You had to really pay attention to where you were reading. I've gotten out of the habit of doing it that way, as you probably saw in the video, where I made a couple of mistakes and had to backtrack. So it was cool to kind of revisit that time and see how far LEGO has come as a company and their process of having you build their models. As I was saying, besides the instructions, you would also sometimes get a mini catalog that I really miss from sets. It was cool seeing all these sets that, as a kid, I didn't have much access to the internet at the time, so this was a way, if I wasn't in store, to see what was coming out. And back in the day, man, there was some cool stuff. Lots of stuff that I wish I had as a kid. Not so much Life on Mars, but there's so many awesome series around when I was younger, and as an adult, you get to go back and revisit that now that it's stuff that you couldn't get at the time. But yeah, I definitely miss these catalogs. I wish it was something that LEGO would bring back, even though I suppose this saves on paper this way. And then also you would sometimes get a mail-in order form to get the LEGO magazine. Now, is this a recommended set? I can't really say. This is a set I bought strictly for myself, and I wanted you guys to kind of get it and have a look at stuff that I thought was awesome when I was a kid. But if it's one that you always wanted when you were a kid and you're an adult collector now, then I would recommend getting it. It's a cool looking tower. Ogel is an awesome bad guy. His minions are awesome. It's a cool set, and the price of them on the aftermarket is only going up. So I'm glad I was finally able to get this and complete a collection I've long since wanted to have complete. So now that I've introduced this new series, it's going to be a while before we come back to it. I still got a stack of new stuff that I want to open for you guys that I've been saving for a while, but I wanted to preemptively have a backup plan for when I don't need to be spending money on new Legos. I hope you enjoyed this somewhat special video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you did, and then stay tuned for the next one where I unbox another action figure. Until then, stay safe, happy hunting.